Hello, I'm Elaine Penhall from Lemon and Lime Interiors, and this presentation is to run through a few of the most frequently asked questions that we get, particularly from estate agents, about how home staging works. So we are assuming in presentation that most people looking at this now have some idea about why home staging is necessary. And these are a few statistics that will back that up from the Home Staging Association report that they produce every year, where they take data from estate agents, developers, vendors, and so on about the impact of staging. So we're assuming now that in coming to this presentation that you have an idea about why home staging is necessary and how it helps with a sale. And the idea then is to go through the presentation just thinking about, well, and how does it work? What's the process? And how do I use it as an estate agent? How do I recommend staging to my client? So how do you tell a client that they need home staging? That's one of those questions where we know that many agents don't like to have to explain to a vendor that they may need some help with the presentation before their property goes on the market. However, what we recommend to the agents that we work with regularly is that actually you don't, as an agent, you don't tell a client that they need some home staging or that they need help with their presentation. We will do that. All you have to do is to recommend or to offer them a complimentary consultation with an expert in professional property presentation. And that becomes a value add to your service, and most certainly not a negative comment on your client's decor. As long as you then ask permission at your market appraisal to pass your vendor's details to us, we will call them within 24 hours to have a chat and see what advice or help we can offer from there. What happens next? We'll call them within 24 hours. We'll make an appointment then to visit either in person or virtually, whichever suits them better, and whichever we can get in the diary most quickly, because clearly it's really important as soon as somebody is referred to us that we help them get on the market with you as quickly as we possibly can. We know that time is of the essence. We can then follow up a visit or a virtual visit with a detailed report and a quote for any work that we think will help their sale. We keep you in the loop. We'll copy you in as their agent to that report so that you know exactly what we've recommended. If there are rooms or work that we're unsure about, and we think that there's kind of a choice of what we might be able to do, we'll call you before we send the report to your client and just check out whether your thinking is in line with ours as well. How long does it take? We do it as quickly as we possibly can. So we'll get the report back to them within 48 hours of a visit. And once they have agreed the quote, then we aim to get every house on the market within 2 weeks, regardless of the work that needs doing. The only thing that does slow things down, as you can imagine, is if there's a significant amount of decorating that we think will benefit the sale. We work with contractors who understand the need for urgency, but clearly if it's a month's worth of painting, then it's a month's worth of painting, and it takes a bit longer. But generally, within 2 weeks of the agreement of a quote, the houses that we work with are back on the market with you. The million-dollar question: how much does it cost? So we can start with a simple styling day if it's a property that actually looks okay, but just needs some help to scoot some of the clutter, for example, out of the way ahead of the professional photos. And that styling day can come for as little as £500. We don't do anything with the clutter in that. We leave it for the client then to decide what they want to do with it next. If we do a full declutter, which actually helps with the start to the packing process for your client ready for when they move. That can come in at around 0.5% of the guide price. And then we can part or fully furnish a home. And that's generally around 1 to 2% of the guide price, depending on the floor plan of the property and the amount of furniture required. Who pays for the staging? In most cases, the vendor pays us directly. We charge 50% on confirmation of the quote and 50% on completion of any work that we've done. Occasionally, if cash flow is an issue and the agent really thinks that the staging is absolutely necessary, then the estate agent will pay for the staging and add it to the fee. But that's entirely by agreement. That's not something that we would do as a standard offer. We do have flexible payment options if cash flow is the only barrier to staging, and all three parties, so vendor, us, and you as estate agent, believe that changing the presentation will make a difference to the sale of the property. We don't do things for the sake of it. We'll only encourage a vendor to spend money if we believe that it's going to make an impact on the sale. How does any furniture rental work? So we can provide full or part furnish options for every property, whether it's empty or occupied. The initial rental period for the furniture is usually 2 months. We'll recommend that furniture stays in situ until contracts have been exchanged, just in case. And following the initial 2 month period, we'll rent the furniture in on a month-by-month basis, and we'll ask then just for 2 weeks notice of removal. So as soon as you know when the contracts are likely to be exchanged, we'll aim to remove the furniture between exchange and completion. Can the house buyer buy the furniture? Yes. We'll sell any of our furniture packages or part packages. And we do actually offer a commission on furniture that's sold from site for either the developer or the agent, depending on who we're negotiating with. If you have a site that has the same type of property or more than one property on the same site, then we can always duplicate furniture for another buyer on that site as well. We can offer a full move-in service for buyers who like our look and want help sourcing any furniture or accessories for their new home. When should a vendor consider staging? Well, we know from our experience and the data that we collect that we make a difference to the presentation of every home. Even those which are already clean and tidy can benefit from an expert touch to make the most of the professional photos. Staging at the first launch to the market will maximise the potential for a fast sale with a high offer. You know that when something comes to market, your best offers will generally come in within that first month to 6 week period. If it sits on the market for longer than that, then it becomes more of a problem. Staging, if a home does get stuck on the market, it's a really good alternative to a price drop. It's often a much more palatable alternative to your vendor. It's a very, very good way of taking on a new vendor who's been perhaps stuck with one agent and you want to go and pitch with something different to the other agents that are going in. Many agents will come in if they're taking a property on from an existing agent that's been stuck on the market. And as you know, many of them will be recommending a price drop. So staging, if you think that presentation is part of the problem why a property isn't selling, then offering staging before you offer a price drop is often a much better alternative for the vendor and something they perhaps hadn't considered. So already you're thinking of things that they think you're great because you're thinking of something different to other people. What else can we do as Lemon and Lime? Pretty much anything that's needed to get a house ready for the market. So anything from decluttering through to furniture and accessory rental, contractors for any decorating or repairs, gardening, styling for photos. We work with very good professional photographers if you need that service to follow on from any staging. We work very regularly with a removals team, who are then happy to help our vendors as well. We can follow a removal van and either pack or unpack at the other end, and provide a full move-in service with furniture if necessary. We can also offer interior design. It's not our core business, but many of our vendors like what we do enough to take us with them to interior design their new homes as well. We can also offer virtual staging along with virtual tours and videos for empty properties. Why should you recommend Lemon and Lime as opposed to any other stager out there? We are now the leading home staging business operating in the premium market. We're very used to working with high-end properties and to working with vendors who have really lovely homes to sell and have perhaps been there for a long time. That's very much core business for us. We come highly recommended by our vendors and agents. You're very welcome before you use us to see testimonials, to see case studies, to talk to other agents that work with us, and indeed other vendors that have used us in the past. Another good reason, which has definitely changed in the last kind of year, 18 months, is that about 30% of our vendors come to us direct without having already instructed an agent. So they will very often ask us for a recommendation for agent, and so we can help you win those instructions. We pay referral fees for agents that we work with on a regular basis, and that we build up a good relationship with. I wrote the only current UK book on the market that speaks directly to vendors about how to prepare their home for sale. And that's actually best-selling on Amazon. The link there will take you through to the Amazon book. And as a result, we're regularly quoted in both the national and the trade press as experts in our field. So you can feel very confident in recommending us that we're the staging business that everybody's talking about. We are also the stagers. So from my previous businesses, I do a lot of coaching and training and qualification development, basically, with the Home Staging Association for the UK and Ireland. And many other stagers come to us for advice and coaching. So we are regarded as market leaders. We have also developed the only app in the world that evidences return on investment for staging. So we can evidence return on investment for what we do. And now the app is being used all over the world, in fact. So in the States, in many countries in Europe and all over the UK. Just a few of the publications that we've been in. That's a picture of the book. So please don't hesitate if there's anything we can help you with, or you just want to chat about how it works or what we can do for a particular client, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Those are the details. Many thanks.